Welcome to Season 2 of Red Sox Digest, the only show where pain, sarcasm, and false hope collide nightly, like a Masataka Yoshida ground out to second. We break down every loss, every meltdown, and the occasional win, with sarcasm, facts, and no front office spin. Subscribe today at RedSoxDigest.com, or keep wondering how a wildcard team spent an entire offseason avoiding power hitters. And now, here's the crew at Red Sox Digest.
Good evening, sports fans, and welcome to another edition of Red Sox Digest. I am your host tonight, Jim Delfino. And folks, let me tell you something. Being a Red Sox fan right now is like ordering a steak dinner and having someone wheel out 3 stale hot dogs and a parking ticket. That's what this Phillies series was. 2 losses out of 3 at Fenway, while Dave Dombrowski walks around like the guy who divorced your aunt and somehow still got the beach house. And speaking of suffering, I'm sitting here watching Trevor Story at bats the way medieval villagers watch public executions. Every single time this guy comes up with runners on base, I age like the final scene of an Indiana Jones movie. I've got more confidence in a Dunkin' bathroom hand dryer than I do this lineup with men in scoring position. Joining me tonight is Nick Face, the only human being capable of turning a 9th-inning strikeout into a 47-post social media war with a guy named SoxFan420. Nick watches this team like he's auditing a crime scene. By the 3rd inning, he's already threatening to trade half the roster to Oakland for a bucket of sunflower seeds and a AAA bullpen arm named Skeeter Johnson. And of course, John Martinello is here, the human calculator himself. John can watch a guy go 0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts and still tell you the expected emotional launch angle looked encouraging. This man has spreadsheets for things no one should ever have a spreadsheet for. Somewhere right now, he's probably explaining why grounding into double plays is actually sneakily productive. Let's get into it. Your Boston Red Sox are now stumbling through another identity crisis after losing 2 out of 3 to the Phillies at Fenway. Game 1, dead offense again. Kyle Schwarber hit a bomb in the first inning Tuesday night, and Fenway instantly sounded like someone unplugged life support. The Sox lost 2-1 while stranding runners and turning every scoring opportunity into community theater. Trevor Story grounded into another double play so violently, I think it registered on the Richter scale. Marcelo Mayer had chances. Rafaela scratched one across late. Didn't matter. Zach Wheeler basically walked into Fenway, stole everyone's wallet, and left without breaking a sweat. Then yesterday, the Sox actually won a baseball game. Amazingly, a historic moment, and we need to alert the media. Trevor Story, of all people, hit a home run. Rafaela launched a 2-run shot in the 6th. Sonny Gray shoved. Slayton, Whitlock, and Chapman somehow escaped the 9th without Fenway turning into a live-action panic attack. And honestly, that game was the baseball equivalent of your car finally starting after making horrific noises for 3 straight weeks. You're relieved, but you still don't trust it. And then came tonight, rain delay, scoreless game, Fenway crowd falling asleep in hoodies. And for 7 innings, the Red Sox actually pitched well enough to win. And then Tyler San Diego, or where in the world is San Diego, Carmen San Diego, entered the game, and Kyle Schwarber launched a 2-run missile into orbit in the 8th inning that may currently still be passing Jupiter. And that was it. That was curtains, and it was done. And can we discuss the offense for just one more second? This team had scoring opportunities all series long and hit like they were swinging pool noodles underwater. Jarren Duran striking out late, Trevor Story popping out and whiffing in key spots, runners stranded everywhere. At one point, the Red Sox offense looked like 11 guys trying to solve a Rubik's Cube during an earthquake. Meanwhile, Schwarber leaves Fenway hitting nukes like the Red Sox accidentally traded Babe Ruth again. The bright spots, Rafaela continues flashing life. Marcelo Mayer looks smooth defensively even when his offense disappears. Abreu continues quietly being one of the only competent bats on planet Earth. And the bullpen, outside of tonight's collapse, actually has looked functional, which in Boston is basically seeing Bigfoot riding a unicorn through Kenmore Square. But this series exposed the exact problem with this team. They are so painfully average. In fact, they're not even average. Not horrible enough to have a full collapse, I don't think. Not good enough to scare anybody. Just trapped in baseball purgatory where every game feels like a root canal sponsored by DraftKings. I think I've said enough. I think it's time for the word of the day.
And now it's time for Nick Face's Word of the Day!
Lame. Flat up lame. I think I have more fun watching paint dry than I do watching this lifeless, sackless, pathetic excuse of a Major League Baseball team. The positives, the positivity people out there will say, but they didn't get swept. Trevor Story hit a home run Wednesday night. Sonny Gray pitched fine. Well, if you can dial back the start of the season, we all said right here, starting pitching isn't going to be your issue. That isn't the issue on this team. The issue is this team isn't even good enough to be on a 6-year-old T-ball team. That's how bad this group of players is. They can't get the job done no matter what it is. Chad Tracy, guys. Must be a nice guy. Don't get me wrong. I don't think this is his problem. But Chad Tracy is no better than your lame duck manager from 2020, Ron Renicky. That's it. He's there just to be there. He's there to babysit. He's there to write out a lineup card and field the team. That's it. Don't get attached because it's just not going to happen. He's not going to be here for the long haul. I am just waiting and waiting and waiting for something else to happen organizationally. What is the next domino to fall, guys? Because I can't even figure it out right now. John Henry, from the looks of it, from the Nesson feed, he has been at pretty much all of these games. I had a tweet last night with John and Linda in the Sky Cam, whatever it is, Skybox, and they look absolutely miserable. So, John, so Linda, do something about it. Because guess what? It wasn't your coaches. It wasn't. Alex Cora has got to be. Has anybody done like an interview or anything with him or talked to him? The guy has to be the happiest dude on the face of the earth right now to not have to deal with this crap anymore. Anybody found out how Pete Fatsy's doing? Jason Veritek has got to be lighting up a stogie like every night. Thank you, Henry. Thanks, Brez, you stiff. Thanks, Kennedy. It's got to be. I actually am happy for those coaches that are out of here now. I'm happy for them to not have to deal with this crapola that's a part of this team. I thought Chad Tracy was going to come in and actually make some change here, guys. I really did. But there really hasn't been a damn thing that's really happened outside of running. That's it. They run. They're the running Red Sox now, like they should have been for a long time. Lineup-wise, well, Trevor Story's still in there. Again, I mean, I guess you could say, well, what else are you going to do? Well, you could make a change. Marcelo Meyer at short. You still have Caleb Durbin playing third, okay? You could very simply tell Caleb Durbin to pack his shit up and get lost and put Nick Sogar on this Major League Baseball team. Why isn't Nick Sogar on this baseball team right now? Please do not tell me he's not good enough. Please don't. Because it's laughable how Nick Sogar can't get a chance on the Lowell Spinner Boston Red Sox. It's laughable right now. How many more chances is Jarren Duran going to get, guys? Okay. How many more? Are we still going to hear about All-Star Jarren Duran 2024? Are we still going to hear it? The dude sucks. Get him out of here. Done. End it. Take him off life support. Get lost. Get out of my life. Go away. And then the other joke that we have to talk about too is this whole Mickey Gasper nonsense. Okay? Mickey Gasper is your number 2 hitter in your lineup the past 2 nights. This is the Boston Red Sox. They are the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey circus. They have come to town to entertain you at Fenway Theater. But Mickey Gasper's good enough, and Nick Sogar isn't. And where's Roman Anthony, guys? Where is he? Because I heard he's actually the new spokesman for 1-854 Giant Glass, made of glass. That's what I heard. I'm sick of it. Roman Anthony, get your ass back on the baseball field. Nut up and play. I'm sick of it. Sorry, I'm pissed. I can't suffer through this anymore. Fans out there should be outraged, just like I am, with having to deal with this crap. They are an unwatchable product. And for you imbecile fans that go to Fenway Park and continue to support that, you're part of the problem too. Yes, I will call you out because you keep feeding John Henry's pockets. Make a stance, put it together, and end this crap. I've said enough.
Look, the bottom line is this is just a poor product. And, I'm every single night that we have a show, there's hardly anything to talk about because it's the same old nonsense day in and day out. The team lost. They lost 2 out of 3. Durant striking out left and right. Trevor Story's making an error and striking out. Was he 0 for 3, 0 for 4 again tonight? I mean, it's just constant. Nothing's changing. And Nick, to your point about Nick Sogard, look, I have to disagree with you only on this point. Nick Sogard's not going to do jack squat for this team. What I would do is I'd bring up Christian Campbell. Listen, you gave
he
the
ain't got to do anything either, Jim. Let's be
no,
real.
I understand that's true too. But they
I just
also
want the kid to have a chance.
Right. They gave him $60 million. I don't care if he doesn't have a position. Put him out there and see what happens. You had to bring up Mickey Gasper over him? Why? What is Mickey Gasper doing? A guy who was released from the Minnesota Twins comes up, has a couple of hits, and then you're going to put him as the number 2 hole hitter? I mean, I don't understand. Honestly, I think Chad Tracy either has no clue what he's doing or he has no choice because nothing's working. Because this team
They're
certainly
looking for
a spark with Mickey Gasper.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, Jim. I'm swearing my life.
To be fair, they I think they got a spark out of Mickey Gasper for what it's worth. The guy coming in tonight was hitting 455. Tearing the cover off the ball, ripping balls off the monster.
Here we go.
Listen, granted, it led to 1 win and 2 losses, but for what he's given in the lineup so far, I think he's been. I don't think there's anything that you can complain about with him.
I can't go with the copium. This is the Boston Red Sox.
I need my blood pressure medication.
There would be no, if this was 04 or 07. There would be no way a guy like this is on a team. And I actually had people ripping on me because I said I liked Romy Gonzalez, and it's sad state of affairs that we're just hoping for him to come back and do something. And people are actually coming at me. Here's the thing. Here's a guy that was released by the White Sox, the worst team, wretched team in baseball over the last 4 or 5 seasons. And I'm getting ripped for that. It's absolutely astonishing when you had guys in the lineup like Ortiz and Manny Millar and Miller and all these guys. And now you've got a bunch of garbage day in and day out. And I'm sorry. I'll give you a pass on Abreu and Contreras, but that's about it. Roman Anthony looks like shit. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Your whole life. Caleb Durbin, what is he friggin' still doing here? Okay. I'll put Christian Campbell at third base. Marcelo Mayer is not taking any advantage. They're trying to actually say, he's looked pretty good over the last 4 or 5 games. There's nothing else to talk about. He just came into the game late, struck out like 15 times. I'm so sick and tired of this whole fucking team. It's ridiculous. Jaron Duran strikes out. That's all he knows how to do. Trevor Story with his errors and strikeouts. Durbin with his fucking ground balls and making outs. I mean, his team is just trash. Navarez isn't hitting like last year. What player is actually doing better this year and is taking another leap? You want to tell me Rafaela? This is another guy that strikes out well too much as it is. He should be a number 9 hole on the 2007 Red Sox or the 2013 or 18. That's what you would be. He's Jackie Bradley Jr. 2.0 with maybe a little bit of a better bat. That's all he is. And if any idiot thinks he's going to become, a mainstay on this team and be an all-star, you're fucking stupid. That's what you are.
Old Glover, Jim. He's wonderful.
To continue to go and try to find silver linings with this piece of shit team is ridiculous. You just had a Phillies team that had to fire their fucking manager, and then they were going 1-9 or something. You can't even fucking beat them. This team is so ridiculous. I can't take it anymore. Nick's Face's word of the day is brought to you by Face Off Anger Relief Tablets. So you probably should take one. The only over-the-counter medication specifically designed for Red Sox fans who just watched a reliever walk the bases loaded after getting ahead 0-2. Each tablet contains 200 milligrams of copium, 14% smaller sample size excuses, and enough caffeine to survive yet another 4-hour Yankees game on ESPN. Warning, you may cause aggressive tweeting, pacing in the kitchen, and replying "you don't know ball" to complete strangers at midnight. And let's move on over to the Martinello Minute.
And now the part they don't want said out loud. No spreadsheets or corporate spin, just the truth, raw and impatient. This is the Martinello Minute.
So, I mean, first game of the series, you lose, you get a good game from Bayo. Second game, you win off of 2 home runs. Gray pitched well, and then tonight everything looked good except for the offense. And granted, in all 3 games of the series, the offense looked atrocious. Skip over the first 2 games really, because you win today. We're positive on the show tonight. They end up, they lose in just the same manner that they do every single game. Every game it's like they figure out a different way to lose. And tonight was the same thing. But the big storyline that we're going to get out of tonight's game was the Chad Tracy's decision to go with Whitlock in the 7th inning and then go to Samaniego for the 8th to get the top of the order. Jim and I were talking pre-show, and I get what Tracy was going for. Samaniego's been nails all year. He deserved to get a high leverage opportunity. Get in, top of the Phillies lineup is those left-handed hitters in Schwarber and Harper. But the only thing that I was kind of questionable about before anything happened was it doesn't really matter who Kyle Schwarber's hitting against, a right-handed pitcher or a left-handed pitcher. The guy just rakes. And on top of that, last year he had 23 home runs against left-handed pitchers. That's the most out of any left-handed hitter in the league. Not to mention the guy's a career 350 hitter at Fenway Park. So obviously Trey Turner gets the leadoff single, and then immediately that home run, and that pretty much does it for Samaniego. I get the thought process from Tracy there, but like Garrett Whitlock, you gave him the 7, 8, 9 hitters. Samaniego could have done that. And then you live with, I don't like veering off from kind of like what works with this team. Last year we saw that the Slayton, Whitlock, Chapman 7, 8, 9 innings worked. That was a recipe for success. The Red Sox won a lot of games going that, down that route. You pull Suarez in the 6th inning and you go to Slayton there. And then, so obviously you have that hole. I would have gone to Samaniego in the 7th, but It is what it is. But, that's not even the problem in this game tonight. The problem tonight is you go 7 for 32 at the plate. Every single time you get runners in scoring position, it's the same bullshit. They were 1 for 11 with runners in scoring position tonight. They left 9 guys on base tonight. They left 19 guys on base in this series. In a series that over a 3-game stretch, they scored 5 runs. You left 19 on base. That's not going to do you any good either. And, the worst part is the pitching has been really, really, really good these past 2 weeks. And they're playing 500 ball or a little bit under 500 ball during that time when the pitching's been the best. They've had the best pitching, not even just starting pitching and relief pitching across the entire league. You're still not winning more games than you're losing.
It just doesn't matter.
Yeah. Listen, when you construct a roster off run prevention and defense, there's still a glaring issue there, which, shame on us for, not talking about it more before the season started, because this is the worst offense I've ever seen in my life as a Red Sox fan. Even the team in 2020 scored more runs than these guys scored. These guys are hitting 220 at Fenway Park this year with a 623 OPS. They have 11 home runs in 22 games. They have 154 hits compared to 171 strikeouts. This is not, you put this team against the team in Worcester right now, I think the team in Worcester beats them in a 7-game series. Craig Breslow is talking about, he's talking to somebody. I think he's talking to himself in his office about making trades. Like, what the hell? I mean, there's 2 things that he's doing right now. He's making hypothetical trades, and he's just talking with himself in his office.
Let's have a Zoom. Everybody on Zoom. Let's do a Zoom.
Yeah. So he's either talking to himself in his office or he's calling teams, but every other PBO or GM, whatever you want to call him in Major League Baseball, none of them like him. And I'm sure he's calling them. They're just dismissing any conversation before it even starts. Duran has no value. Duran has no value. Bayo has no value. So who do you move to go and get an impact bat? There's no direct answer. The conversation earlier this week was about Mike Trout. He has no trade clause. He has a ridiculously large contract, and obviously he has injury concerns. He's been with one team his entire career. Why the hell is he going to go waive his no trade clause to come to the last place Boston Red Sox? That makes no sense.
Michael Felger said so.
Yeah, listen, maybe over the offseason there was some discussion like that. Maybe it would make sense, but that's not even the right guy in the Angels that you'd want to trade for. Zach Neto is the one that you want to trade for.
I want Vaughn Grissom.
This team scored 3. They've scored 3 or more runs once in their past 7 games. They're 8-14 at Fenway Park. They've won 1 series halfway through May at Fenway Park. It sucks. There's nothing good. There's nothing good about anything. And again, with the John Henry, seeing him miserable in the booth, he needs to take matters into his own hands. We've shit on him for a long time. I think that he's finally started, it's just visible. He's starting to get very frustrated with what's going on here. And the guy's just got to take charge, just get rid of Breslow, bring up the Christian Campbells, bring up the Nick Sogards, just have, sell off all the veterans that are here, finish this year with 65 wins, get the number, get a top 5 pick. And then John Henry hand select the pieces that are going to make this franchise functional going on in the future, moving forward. Because Craig Breslow, he wasn't the answer when he was hired. He was the 10th option. And now in year 3, still hasn't proven that he could do a goddamn thing correctly.
Who do you think fixes this, John?
Get a number 5 pick. Listen, they had a number 4 pick in Mayer, and he fucking blows. Let's be honest with you. I'm tired of sugarcoating shit with these fucking players. They're absolutely terrible. I hate watching this team. I try to find reasons to stay on the fucking channel because I can't do it anymore. I really can't. It's ridiculous. And
I have
what are you
more
gonna
fun playing Cap Sports baseball than watching.
They're not. I have absolutely no confidence that they're going to get rid of Breslow. None whatsoever. Because who are they going to get after him? Sam Kennedy's going to be the GM? Because I don't know who it is. No one wants this goddamn job. And why would anybody want to come here to be a GM or a manager knowing that your lifespan here is 2 or 3 years and you're shown the door? Dave Dombrowski wins a World Series and he's gone 7 months later. Fuck this whole organization as far as I'm concerned. It's ridiculous.
John, do you have a name that you think could fix this? I'm in agreement. I mean, I have a thought, but it's going to take
as far as front office guys go. I have nothing. I'm not very well educated as to like what contracts are coming up. Who's going to be available as far as a front office role. But managerial wise, I think you need to have the PBO or GM in place before, and I want that guy to go and handpick who his manager is going to be, because obviously, having guys that aren't on the same page between Cora and Heim, and then Cora and Breslow, that just that's not a recipe for success.
They need to finish what they started with the cleaning of the house. Everybody has to go. Breslow, Bailey. Again, somebody tweeted today, and the Red Sox are 6-5 over their last 11 games with an ERA over 2, and they're really doing really good now, the pitching staff. Really? Are you serious? What has Bailey done the last 2 years? What the hell has been wrong with every other? What was wrong? How come he couldn't fix Liam Hendricks? Okay. How come he couldn't fix Kyle Harrison? How come he couldn't?
Because Liam Hendricks can't fix Liam Hendricks. Let's be real on that one.
All right. Why couldn't he fix Kyle Harrison? Why couldn't he fix Nick Pivetta? Why couldn't he fix Quinn Priester? Why couldn't he fix any of these guys? Okay. Dick Fitz. Why do all these guys have to go? What does Bailey do here? He sucked when he was a pitcher. He sucks as a pitching coach. The Martinello Minute is brought to you tonight by Launch Eagle GPT, the first AI-powered baseball calculator that can turn a 2 for 37 slump into actually encouraging underlying metrics. Simply type in any horrific Red Sox stat line, and Launch Angle GPT instantly responds with, yeah, but the expected barrel percentage against left-handed sinkers on Tuesday was elite. Now with a new feature called Emergency Copium Mode. I don't have any friggin' talking points tonight because I'm livid with this team. I don't even know where to go, so I'm going to open it up to the floor. John, go ahead. What do you... Come up with something, because this is ridiculous, this team.
Yeah, Kyle Schwarber is a guy that was, we traded for him at the deadline in 21, and he played great here. We got him to play first base. It wasn't pretty by any means, but he played first base in the playoffs, and he was fun to watch. He's a great athlete. He's a great clubhouse guy. Obviously a phenomenal player. You see it on the screen. He's hit 340. This is going into tonight. 344 at Fenway in his career, and 1145 OPS. And what did the Red Sox do? They did a Zoom call with him. They talked for who knows how long, probably 5 minutes. And it started and ended, their pursuit for him started and ended with that conversation.
And you know what Kyle Schwarber did to Brez after that was done? Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Then he comes into Fenway Park, and two swings out of him produce 80% of the runs that the Red Sox scored in this 3-game set. I don't get the thought process. In Breslow, we all know he likes to have the versatility in the DH spot. The Red Sox won 4 World Series. They won 3 of their 4, all 4 of their World Series with the league's best designated hitter.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care for Jaron Duran and Andrew Monasterio and Masataka Yoshida revolving.
I got a migraine just hearing these guys' names.
All 4. It wasn't 3 out of 4. Let's make sure. JD Martinez.
All 4. JD Martinez.
Is it all 4? Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure JD was in there. Okay.
Yeah. But, these guys that are just bona fide superstars in this league, that, listen, like Kyle Schwarber did not cost a lot of money. He signed for $150 million. You gave Ranger Suarez $130 million.
Well, this is what kills me. You're hearing these rumors that the Red Sox might be interested in bringing Mike Trout here. Let me tell you how ridiculous this is. Number one, Mike Trout is a loser. Okay. And I'm going to be the first one. I don't care how much crap I get for that. Mike Trout is a loser. He's been with loser organizations who couldn't win, and he wants to stay there because it's simple and easy. Maybe he loves Southern California. I don't know, but he's a loser. If you wanted to win and get a championship, you would have said, I want off this goddamn team. Trade me to Phillies. I'm a Philly fan growing up in Southern New Jersey. He doesn't want to do that. Never wanted to come to the Yankees. Had an opportunity free agency. Signed the safe deal with the Angels. He's a loser. Okay, you're going to want a guy here. I mean, he was even talking on the baseball reporters. Jared Carabas said, we used to mock JD Drew because he couldn't play 140 games. You're going to have Mike Trout come here. What's he owed? He's owed just as much as your Schwarber contract that you were just talking about. So you don't want to bring in a guy like Schwarber. You don't want to bring in a guy like Pete Alonso, but we're going to take on $150+ million for a guy that probably can't play 100 games and is really like out of his position now at this point of his career. It's just ridiculous. You're going to go, oh, well, let's talk about Fernando Tatis Jr. Hello, it's May 14th. The guy doesn't have a home run yet. Ever since he's been knocked for PEDs, he hasn't been the same guy. Defensively, he's great. But let me tell you something. He's no longer the guy that I would want to trade for and put in the centerpiece of this lineup. When the Red Sox won the World Series in all 4 seasons, the common denominator in all 4 of those years, and you could almost say 2003 as well, but the bottom line here is they had what? They had 2 co-aces at the top of the rotation. They had an 8 and 9 guy that were studs, okay? They had a 3 and 4 hitter that were nails in the middle of that lineup, and they had good defense all around. That won them their championships all 4 times. They do not have that this year. They may have the top 2 starters. If Crochet comes back and Suarez, I'll give you that. They may actually have a really good 7, 8, and 9 in Slayton, Whitlock, and Chapman, but they don't have the hitters in the middle of the lineup, and they don't have the defense. And that's why you have this shit-ass team you have.
Well, the defense, it's just Trevor Story. Outside of that, they by far have the best defense in baseball. But Trevor Story...
Oh, yeah. Well, Meyer looked great covering second tonight, too, causing Durbin to have to pump and then throw to first, and then he was freaking late with the throw.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
these are the things that are missed.
That play, but in my opinion on that play, there's 2 outs and the bases loaded. Get the ball.
Look at Abreu today. Look at Abreu today. Does he know what a cutoff man means? Okay. Everybody, every single one of those outfielders always throw home. Whether they have a chance or not, they're always throwing home. They couldn't see a cutoff man if it was right in fucking front of them. They are terrible. Terrible. For all the crap, that I take for Leo Abreu, he's got 2 gold gloves. He's the best right fielder. He blows. Okay. He blows. If there's a grounder to him, he can't fucking take it. It's in the air, fine. But if it's a ground ball, he fucking boots the goddamn thing, and he can't hit a cutoff man to save his life. Nick, give it to you.
They stat pad. That's basically what they do defensively, in my eyes. They look good on paper, but when it comes to those little things, mental approach to the game, when they're trying to make those big plays, that's when the defense can go down at times. I wanted to say on the Schwarber front, remember back in 2021 when he left, when he signed with Philly? Do you remember who the Red Sox decided was a better alternative than signing Kyle Schwarber? Who was it? Let this sink in. Bobby Dahlbeck. The Red Sox did not want to sign Schwarber because they felt Bobby Dahlbeck and Tristan Casas were going to be the up-and-coming first baseman, so they didn't want to give Schwarber the money.
Tristan Casas is coming.
Embarrassing. Tristan Casas is coming.
What's up with that reject right now? All right. What's up with that reject? Is he still rehabbing his bullshit?
I think he sat down and a nail went up his butt. So I think he'll be out for the rest of his life.
I'm so tired of him too. And everybody that comes out, you just don't like him because he paints his down. Has nothing to do with that. He's not on the fucking field. He doesn't play. He's always hurt. He's made of glass, and you did the same thing with Roman Anthony. So good job, Red Sox, giving $60 million to Christian Campbell, giving $60 million to Brian Bayo, who can't even fucking start anymore. He's got to have a goddamn whoopee in the first inning now. Okay. And then give you $150 million to Roman Canthony. Or Roman Castany, whichever one you want to call him at this point, because he's made a balsa wood himself. I mean, this is ridiculous. I hate fucking watching this team. I can't take it anymore. I am at my wit's end tonight.
We are definitely unfiltered tonight, gentlemen. We are
I don't
definitely. If
fucking
people
care.
want the roast, we're roasting marshmallows on an open fire tonight.
Yeah, let's move on to fucking pitching probables with this goddamn team. All right, so starting tomorrow night, they're going to lose to the Braves at 7:15. It's going to be early against Strider. Saturday, they're going to lose to the Braves at 7:15. It'll be Tully against Elder. And Sunday, they're going to lose to the Braves.
We have the unknown soldier
there.
throwing.
Yeah, we have the unknown soldier
throwing
going against Holmes. Bayo will be ready for inning 2. So you know how I feel about this series. John, I'll start with you. How do you see this shit going?
Oh, God.
Oh man.
Where's Maz? We need Maz tonight.
They're gonna get swept. I think that I think that we're gonna be extraordinarily pissed off from the early game because I think he's gonna pitch. I think he'll pitch well. He'll probably go hopefully 6 innings, 2 runs, and the Red Sox probably end up losing 3-1, 3-2, something like that. The Tolley versus Elder game, Bryce Elder's been just like the other 25 pitchers that have a sub 2.2 ERA in the National League right now. Bryce Elder's one of them. He's been nails all year. He's going to get 10, he's going to have seven innings, 10 strikeouts. Peyton Tolley, that's going to be an environment that's, it's going to be a packed house. He's going to have the adrenaline running. I'm excited to see what he could do against this Braves lineup, specifically Dom Smith. And then unknown versus Grant Holmes. He's another guy that I feel like the Red Sox should have no problem smacking the ball around on, but this offense just they could turn it on for 2-3 innings. What did I say the other week? 6 innings in a week they're going to be hot for. So maybe we get 6 innings of a hot offense on Sunday, but regardless, I got a sweep for the Braves.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? You might as well call up DraftKings right now. This is the easiest fucking 3-game series to bet on them in the goddamn house. Speaking of which, before I go to you, Nick, I'll just go to you, Nick. Go ahead. I don't know. Go ahead.
I really strongly feel that the Red Sox are definitely going to sweep the Atlanta Braves. I think it's going to be a fireworks display between Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I really see it coming. Trevor Story is going to have the series of his life. We will see. I can't. I can't.
Listen, you raised my listen. Trevor Story last year. This was the series that he got hot in. So
Caleb Durbin will go like 15
him
for 60
and
in this
Durbin
series.
are going to hit combined for 6 home runs.
Mickey Mouse is going to come in and just take everybody to Disney World as well. We're going to fly on the Dumbo elephants and everything. It's going to be a hell of a display. Yes, the Red Sox are going to get swept. I think they do.
Yeah, is that in LA?
It's too bad they're going to miss Chris Sale because I'd love him to shove right in front.
I was going to say that. I wish that they actually got a little bit of Sale and Sale could shove it up there, what's, and let them all know, ha, 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 you gave me up for Vaughn Grissom, you morons.
And Vaughn Grissom is batting 300 and something for the Angels right now. Just goes to show you. Again, they don't know what they're doing offensively. They don't know what they're doing pitching staff-wise. Unless this team can throw a shutout, these pitchers can throw a shutout in this series, you're not going to win any one of these games. It's almost like that for the entire season. They have to go out there and throw a shutout. Look at Suarez tonight. You got to throw a shutout because no one could score. And when they get guys on base, you can't get them in. What's that?
I was really pissed that they took him out on the pitch count that he was at. Why are we babying pitchers though? Why?
Yeah, I agree. I get it, but
throw the friggin' ball.
70. It was 10 days off.
76.
Yeah.
Well, because don't forget he was coming back from diarrhea.
Yeah, like get
him a
everything
diaper.
was looking. He was looking so. He looked great. The velocity.
Did you notice no one even talked about his hamstring at all tonight?
No, because it had leakage going on.
That's a good point.
Oh, we know that. Not a word was even mumbled by anybody.
They
Not
put
a
a
creature
Huggies
was
on him
stirring.
and said, "Here you go."
We might as well have had Chris Sale pitching for us tonight. He 6 innings, 8 strikeouts, no runs, and he got the loss.
Yeah, well, you know what? He's completely become the Chris Sale of old since he's been in
Shocker.
Atlanta. Yeah,
He's
it
gonna
is
wear a
shock.
Braves hat into Cooperstown.
He could. I mean, I don't know. That'd be a tough one, but he's definitely
Won the
going.
Cy Young
Why
there.
would he ever? Why would he ever go in a Red Sox hat? Because
He has
2018.
because of 2018, and he got the final out. That's why. So it could still happen that way. It's time for comments. Let's see what everybody's talking about tonight. All right. Wicked take. I would be fine if Roman goes and we get a good established hitter in return. You know what? I would absolutely put him available for trade. I don't see it. Everybody wants it to happen. I don't see it. You know what? If you can get a starting pitcher, you can get another hitter for him. I'll put him in a trade. GMAX says we have to tell Henry to sell this team at this point. Well, that's what you heard on the in the stands all night tonight. They started a Phillies chant and they started a sell the team chant
with a bag on their head.
And then Sweet Caroline.
Oh yeah, and they still do Sweet Caroline. It's painful to watch them. That's what I said all night today. I know I was a little bit ruthless tonight, but I can't take it anymore. It's just ridiculous. Jill says he was waiting. Also says swing only at balls that never approach the zone. Yeah, it's another thing too. Everybody's swinging out their ass. They're swinging at balls up and away. It's just ridiculous. My wife is leaving.
One.
I'm a fan. You know what?
That's why I'm single right now.
Yeah, you know
I'm
what?
scared shitless.
Yeah. Abreu picked off. Yeah, that was another good one.
Yeah, and that they would have
hell,
scored too
dude?
if he didn't.
Yeah, what the hell, dude? You know what? See, this is what I say. Everybody wants to even say that he's the best player on the team. These guys don't use their brain. They have the brains of oatmeal on that. When you have to be told how to throw, I mean, Roman Anthony last year in right field, how to throw the ball. I mean, this is stuff you should learn when you're 10, not when you're 19, 20, 30 years old. This is ridiculous. Jules says face. And then obviously the Minuteman. Okay, what's up? Cootie says, I think the Red Sox should be better this year given their lineup. I don't know about that. I don't know if they are or not.
I think somebody's been on the pole a little bit too much.
I see
Yeah, I
where.
know.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
maybe if like
Durant should be playing better. He should be playing better.
Yeah, maybe you're going like off paper, like but I don't know.
The Atticus channel. I broke part of my ribs playing baseball when I dived for the ball. Sorry to hear that. Noodle Bat Brigade. That's your Roman and Canthony. He made a Cora move pulling Ron hair. Yeah, that's Ranger's real name, the way you pronounce it. Sam believes. Sam Kennedy?
Of course he does.
Listen, Kennedy's a moron. Meyer wants out. I want out too. This damn team sucks. I didn't even want to play here. Durbin plays because they traded for him. Yeah, that's the problem. It's Breslow's guy. So he's got to play him. Otherwise, if he brings him down or trades him away,
because he'll look bad.
Yeah, it's going to look bad. I'm dead inside. We're all with you.
Much like us all.
Yeah. Mickey Mercury. Yeah, no, it's Mickey Mantle Gasper. That's who they think they Michael also says he's useless, which is true. So many of these players are just useless. There's more useless players than useful players. Seriously, it's a 4A lineup. I don't, except for Contreras, and
I don't even know if it's a 4A, Jim, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, some of them are not.
They're not.
I mean, at times you've had, Andrew Dolby Stereo batting fourth. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Dolby
Rant on. I love it. Thank you. No positivity from the Minuteman.
Not tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be talking about you, John. Stop the trade talk. Stupid Boston beats morons. Yeah, I mean,
I don't know what that means.
They're going to have to sell. And you know what? Here's the other problem. Do you trust Breslow doing that? Because I certainly don't.
My thing on it is like I don't think that Breslow can sell. If he sells, is like he's gone. He has to do some form of buying or restructuring to like keep the management or the ownership. Like
John, we did that's
have them keeping faith.
We did that through the entire Chaim Bloom era. It was buy and sell
it was the buy.
Time. Yeah. I mean, we can't keep doing that over and over and over again every year.
I agree. Like that's just
trade the Michael says trade the whole team away. I'd agree. Honestly,
Who wants any of them though?
well, you know what? All kidding aside, and with me calming down, they do have players that other teams would want. A team would want Crochet. A team will want Aroldis Chapman. A team would want Whitlock. They would want Slayton. They would want Contreras. They would want Mayer. They would want
Probably Sonny Gray too.
Abreu. They would want Sonny Gray. They would want Rafaela. They would want Navarez. They would want Duran. They're not going to want Durbin. They're not going to want Story. None of that. But there are players on that team that they would want.
I beg to differ on Duran. I really don't think that there's teams out there that really.
I think so. I think a stupid team like the Angels or a stupid team like the San Diego Padres would be interested.
Good riddance. I'm fine with it.
Yeah. We need an open mic show, I heard too. Yeah, we got to do it as a space one day so we can have an open mic. We'll do that maybe one of these weeks. Duran needs to be traded away. Absolutely. Duran is a loser. Look, I don't hate Duran. He's just not a good baseball player anymore.
I do.
This isn't going to be 2024. His approach is terrible. He swings out of his ass. He changes his toe taps and his leg kicks all the time. I'm done with it. Story is
Jarren Duran is a poser. That's what Jarren Duran is.
Yeah. My biggest irk with him is that we're on year 6 now of him swinging at pitches 6 inches above the strike zone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Story is a loser. He is a loser. What's he ever won? What's he ever done? He had one. Trevor Story really picked it up in June of last year. Yeah, because Devers was traded away. Please, he's in 5 minutes from an injury anyway. You have a bunch of bums. We do, both offensively and defensively. Bunch of bums. Trade the whole team away. Abreu scares me with his erratic throws. That's what I was trying to talk about. Just watch him throw the ball. He tries to nab everybody at the plate. He will not hit a cutoff man to save his life. He really doesn't. The worst team left town. We should have kept the Braves and let the Red Sox leave. I'm not quite sure what he means by that.
That's like the 1950s. I mean, we can't go that far back. Come on.
Yeah. He's talking that way. Okay. Most obvious sweep of all time. Yeah, it's going to be. You know what? And that's it. Look, I've said this to a few people, and I truly believe that if you are a strong, diehard Red Sox fan, you absolutely want this team to finish at a monumental worst record ever. And the reason why I say it that way is because I truly believe unless they are a humiliated team, and they're pretty close to it already, but I'm talking 100 losses, that's the only way that I think that Henry, ownership, management, somebody is going to actually say, I feel embarrassed and we got to make a change. Because if they're anywhere in the 70s or 80s for wins and it's just another average season, nothing major is going to happen. They have to be humiliated. And at least you're seeing
they're embarrassed, like you said, Jim, right now.
No, there's a difference between
we need a humiliation.
Yeah, there's a difference between embarrassed and humiliated.
I completely agree with you on that.
Bags on the head, the planes going through, them chanting for the Phillies today, sell the team. That's what you need. It's got to be even stronger than that.
Have we seen those Portnoy towels yet with the John Henry clown nose yet? Have they been at the stadium
yet? I got a product that we're going to release tonight, so I'll show it. I'll show it to everybody. Don't go to the games anymore. Listen, I haven't gone this year.
I haven't.
I
haven't been since 2021, folks.
I give them enough of my money. I don't want to give them any more. Red Sox lose. Sox burn through Hotlanta. Yeah, they're going to be. I got to ask Will if he's going down to see the games. Why Sack Bunt ain't going to score? They can't do anything right. They can't do any. What do they have on the year? 3 sack bunts? I think the Rays have like 30. No, they don't. Michael says trade the whole team away. I'm open for it. Honestly, Anthony's available. If I get the right deal, I'd even move Crochet. Listen, I don't know what his health is going to be like, but I honestly think that if you could get a good deal for him, maybe a stud younger pitcher, I don't know. Listen, anything is possible. Anything is possible. If the Marlins can trade Josh Beckett away for Hanley Ramirez, you can certainly maybe do a move for a pitcher comparison. So you never know. My wife is making money on Boston losing. So you know what? That's the best bet in the town. Get your DraftKings. Get your DraftKings going, pals, because it's almost like a slam dunk. Everybody should be betting this weekend. Watching this team wants people to do dope. I mean, you might as well to watch this team, I guess.
I'm clean. I've always been clean.
Oh, yeah. Duran needs to play for Mexico. I mean, he already did.
I don't think Mexico wants him either.
Just like Weissert is for
they threw him across the border and said he's yours again.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so we got a new product that I think we're going to launch on our website at some point. So for the bags of the people that were in the bag, so we'll have this shirt available probably tomorrow. Some fans wear caps, Red Sox fans wear bags, so maybe we'll see them at Fenway Park. Hopefully,
how can people get these shirts again, Jim?
So it's going to be on our website, RedSoxDigest.com. Just go to the store, and then it'll be up there. Probably up there tomorrow. But this is just kind of like a preliminary example I want to do, just kind of like a pre-show. So,
well, another thing that you can think of with these shirts too is if people really want to start planning ahead for October, it's a great Halloween costume too.
It is. I'm surprised Fenway hasn't done anything with a little B on the top.
Well, I mean, you're not going to have October baseball this season, so this is your next best thing, folks. You get your Halloween costume right here. You can scare the bejesus out of them all at Fenway Park. Just put this shirt on. You're good to go. Grab your little candy, a little candy bag. You're happy as a clam.
Exactly.
Just deliver it right to them.
Joey says, "Wow, I thought Philly fans were tough. No, we're worse. We're worse.
Is that Joe Murray from 98.5? No, I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe it is.
Maybe. We got a lot of friends in high places now, so we have to always kind of check these things now.
Yeah, I'm still talking with Tom. Matt says he was interested next week. I want to see if we can still get him on the show. If not next week, so
hopefully he won't come with a bag on his head.
Yeah, I think it would be great if he did.
I do too.
It would be. It'd be awesome. Any closing thoughts for anybody, Nick, John?
Yeah, I mean, shout out Ranger Suarez, 19 straight innings without allowing a run. That's great. And then,
which one, the out of his pants or the one on the opposite field?
A little bit of both.
That's both for me.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, listen, the starting pitching's been really good. The offense obviously has the starting pitching's been really good, and it's keeping them in games. If this offense could ever figure out how to just get going at all, just get some of these runs across, they'll start winning a lot of baseball games.
What kind of runs?
We got 100. We got 120 more games to figure out if they're capable of that. So
don't remind me.
I'm waiting for the hot streak because it's coming. Might be in 2 years, but it's coming.
You got another 120 games of this shit show. Nick, any final thoughts?
I think we should just send just props over to Kyle Schwarber. He definitely showed the Red Sox who's boss over this series, and he was a very likable player. Just a likable guy from Waltham, grew up from here. It was such a great move what they made back in 2021 when they traded for him at the deadline. I mean, that's really what kind of helped that team and put them over the top to get to.
Do you remember what they traded for him?
Who did they trade for him? Let me think.
Washington.
Why can't I remember? Who did they trade for him? I'm usually good with
I was going to say it doesn't.
I don't have a head.
You can't think of it, and that's exactly the point as to why just go out and get the fucking players that you need to.
Was it prospect?
Get a winning team. But no, they traded, let's see, Aldo Ramirez. That's who they got. Can't say I've ever heard of them.
That's all that Washington got for him?
Yeah, right-handed pitcher, Aldo Ramirez.
Yeah. I think he was supposed to be a prospect, but
why aren't we talking about that more? I don't know why that one slipped through the cracks. I mean, that was a fleecing, and that wasn't a Dombrowski move.
He would have he definitely would have been the perfect fit here. I mean, he was the perfect fit, but long term, he would have been the perfect fit.
I'll never forget when in the postseason game against the Rays when he finally made a play at first base and he takes a bow and everything, and the fans just, we're trying to support him and everything. And he knew, he knew he was in an unfamiliar territory, and he learned. Was he perfect there? No. But could he have learned?
But he understood the situation. See,
he knew what he had to do.
Yeah, I've said this for years. There are guys that can handle the markets of New York, Boston,
Absolutely.
Philly. There's only so many people that can do it, and there's a lot of guys that can't. I mean, look at Kevin Brown. I don't know if you guys remember Kevin Brown.
Oh, I remember him.
Pitcher for the Rangers and so forth. When he came to the Yankees, couldn't hack it. Even Randy Johnson had trouble in New York.
I mean, he was 68 years old, but yeah.
But that's my point. There's some guys that just can't handle it. And
who would you say in your top 5, if you have to think, maybe even a top 3, are the players that you can remember that have handled the pressure the best in their certain locations that they've ever been? Could be not just Red Sox related.
Not just Red Sox related?
Yeah. Doesn't have to be. But I mean, I think of Kurt Schilling as one of my guys. He's in my top 5, hands down. I would put probably Pedro up in there. Ortiz. Well, you know what? No, actually, Pedro, no.
I'm going to take Pedro out of that because of the "who's your daddy" thing.
Yeah, I was thinking of that again. Yeah. I was thinking because Pedro threw for the Mets and the Phillies and Dodgers and all that. But if you
how about anybody watching? Put it in the comments. I'll put it up.
Just an interesting thought. But I think Ortiz and Schilling are my 2 Red Sox players that are there, 100%. Maybe Josh Beckett. I might throw him into that category.
No, only because of the chicken and beer stuff. Pedroia is a guy that I put on that list.
You could, yeah.
I mean, I'd say more recent guy, JD, just because he was a guy that came from somewhere that wasn't a big market and was able to succeed in this one. Ortiz, obviously, and then honestly, the first one that came to mind with me was CC Sabathia.
That's a good choice.
That's a good choice.
Did you see that the Brewers retired his number, by the way? He was there for like a month.
Yep. Yeah, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think other Red Sox players in the recent years that you could say handled this market well. I'd obviously give it to Pedroia's on that list. You mentioned Schilling. I would also mention Bogarts was another one that handled this market well.
That's a good choice on Bogarts. That was a sleeper for me on that on that list.
Yep.
And obviously Schwarber.
Yeah, Schwarber in the short time, guy that understood, what he was doing here.
And then Chapman.
I
get he's not a leader, but I mean,
I look at guys that are. I think in this question, I'd look for guys that are leaders that set examples by the way they play too, but also talk to the media and the media and the fans and got interaction that way.
Is a great choice.
Okay.
Mike Lowell.
Yeah. You can give him one too.
Napoli.
I wouldn't. I don't know if I'd put Napoli into there because it was too streaky with him. He had a couple big hits, but I think overall, the one that I was going back and forth on, but back to Jim's point with the chicken and beer, was Papelbon, because Papelbon blew it in 2011 and then he was gone. Mm-hmm. But early Papelbon was pure dominance.
Even though the chicken and beer thing, I think you could give Lester some kudos for that too, because he played in 2 big markets, with the Cubs as well, and he was he handled that well. How about New York? How about the Yankees? Who really? I guess Jeter. You could say Jeter. I mean, it's a kind of a bullshit choice, but it's true.
Yeah, I said CC.
Maybe
I
like Paul
Bernie Williams. I always did.
Yeah.
Maybe guys like Scott Brocious. Bernie's a good choice.
I never feared Giambi. I never feared Mark Teixeira. I never feared A-Rod. I just didn't.
Brett Gardner, obviously. Handling the market and being a leader there. He was. You
could say Hideki Matsui.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, 100%.
But he wasn't really much of a guy that talked either.
What is your guys' opinion on Mike Mussina? I go back and forth on it so much with him.
So here's the biggest thing. You remember the Red Sox wanted to get Mike Messina.
I do.
And you know who they wound up getting because they didn't get Messina?
Wasn't it 2002?
When they lost out on Mike Messina, they signed a guy by the name of Manny Ramirez.
That's right. Okay, so it was 2001. Okay.
So if they had gotten Messina, you don't have a championship in 04.
No, you don't. No. Manny's the best contract the Red Sox ever had, in my opinion.
I think that's pretty accurate.
Yeah. Worth every penny.
I think I would be hard pressed. And that's another thing too, just probably before we go, because it brings up a good point that I want to kind of circle back on. We talk about these very long, expensive contracts for players, pitchers, and for, hitters. What long-term contracts worked out from start to finish? That player was not an aging has-been at the end. Like they were a bona fide, all-star caliber player the entire length of that contract. Now, I'll give you Manny was probably one of those. But over the last 20 or 30 years, name another, I know you guys are a little younger, but name another contract that was good start to finish. Another one I'll give you is the contract that Max Scherzer signed with Washington. From start to finish with Washington, that contract was a good contract. But I don't know too many other major contracts that were good start to finish.
Yeah, I mean the way that I see it with these ginormous contracts, like a 5-year contract's one thing, but when we have guys, like Bogart signing that 12-year deal, I mean the way that I see it is just that they're getting paid for the first 5 to 7 years of that deal.
Why does it have to be that way?
Because it's just the way that the market works, and especially a couple of years ago with Bogarts, I mean that we saw how many shortstops get paid this ridiculous money.
So
it's
it's
just the bidding more, and
So John,
a lot of these big money deals are made for teams that are looking to win a World Series in the next 2 to 3 years, and then how many of these teams kind of look after 4, 5, 6 years and try to offload those contracts elsewhere.
So let me ask you this: instead of trying to offload a contract of an aging has-been player that's not good anymore, why don't you just sign them for their better years? So instead of a guy like Bogart signing, let's just call it a $300 million 10-year deal. I know that's not what it is, but just to make the math easy, $30 million per. Instead of doing something like that, why don't you sign a guy like that for 5 years at an AAV of 50 or 55?
Well, that's what the Dodgers just did to get Kyle Tucker.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, of course, they're deferring the money, but my point is sign short, offer big, and you get them for their better years.
That's what they were trying to do with Bregman initially with that contract, and that came back to bite them in the ass. Too many options and a 1-year deal that screwed them.
Right. So again, what 10-year deal or something close to that has been good start to finish?
You got one? I see you. No. I mean, it's a little premature to say it.
I'd say Freddie Freeman was the only one.
What about Shohei Ohtani's deal? That could go down as
it could, but it's not done yet. I'm talking about
exactly. It's the one. What about the initial deal with Cal Ripken Jr. for the Orioles?
Well, I mean, you want to go that far back? You can even go to Dave Winfield with this 10-year deal with the Yankees. I mean, you could call that a win. But I mean, other than that, I mean, think
Clemens' initial deal with the Red Sox.
Yeah, but right? I'm talking more of these 8, 9, 10-year deals.
These newer ones, right?
Do you think? I mean, Bryce Harper could be on that list,
but they haven't won. It depends on how you evaluate what a good contract is. But yeah, like
that initial deal with Verlander with the Tigers, you could put that in conversation.
Yep. But how many years was that?
7.
Was it that high?
I believe so.
Adrian Beltre with the
that's
Rangers.
A good one.
Yeah.
That was the Rangers one, right?
Yeah, Ranger. Yeah, right after he played here and revitalized his career, then they didn't want him because he was 30.
He signed a 7-year Justin Verlander on
You got it?
March 29th of 2023, a 7-year, $180 million extension with the Tigers.
Okay. But that's also an extension too. Which is fine. I'm just trying to think of like a free agent contract.
Yeah, let's see. On MLB.com
there
for
you
the
go.
2010s, they have Scherzer 7-year with the Nationals. Adrian Beltres, Matt Holliday with the Cardinals.
Oh no,
That was signed in 2010.
No, that didn't fare
that blew
well.
up in their face.
They
Yeah,
have Nelson Cruz with the so I mean really there's no good one. Jason Worth with the Nationals.
That was a terrible
Andrew
contract.
Miller with the Yankees, Ben Zobrist.
Yeah, but those were shorter term
Yeah.
deals.
Zach Greinke with the Dodgers in 2013.
Was that a
And then
7-year that he got or 5?
Who?
Zach Greinke.
Greinke?
Yeah.
6.
He got a 6. Okay.
Yeah, and then they have John Lister with the Cubs as their 10th best. So I mean, really, like only Scherzer and Beltre from 2010 on. Those are the only like actually really good contracts. But again, like your teams aren't paying these guys for the last 3 to 4 years of a deal. Once it extends past that, like 6 to 7 years.
I'm just trying to do a search right now, see if anything comes up. So Max Scherzer's on this list, 7 years, $210 million with the Nationals. Even in year 6, he was still a frontline starter. Washington got a World Series out of it. Manny Ramirez, who we got, 8 years, $160 million. Absurd
out of that.
absurd production, the whole Boston run. All-star every year with Boston through 07 and terrifying hitter late. Jeter, 10 years, 189. Good dear. I mean, his last year was a little bit tough, but and then CC Sabathia, which we mentioned, 7 years, 161 with the Yankees. And then the last one, borderline, is Joey Votto, 10 years, 225. Still excellent in his mid to late 30s. The last couple of years were a little bit weaker. And then probably anything else, you could probably go A-Rod, but he did opt out and re-sign. But yeah, Scherzer, Ramirez, Jeter, Sabathia, Votto. So we wound up getting 4 of them right. So not too bad. That's going to wrap it up for tonight. I'd like to thank Nick and John for being on with me tonight. Sorry for the rant. Maybe it was something everybody liked, but in any event, I don't see much happening this weekend. We'll probably be back with you on Sunday night. Have a good night, everybody.